Okay, listen. If you've ever been to school, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, graduate school, postgraduate school, then you've gotten the cheating and plagiarism talk. And if you had the good luck of going to a religious school, then you know that the warnings are further intensified with the following threat.
Cheaters go to hell.
Now, I happen to teach in one of those religious schools, but I disagree with all of that. In fact, I'd like to give you 5 reasons why you should cheat and plagiarize more. First, many students say that they cheat and plagiarize because of parental pressure. Their parents expect certain achievements from them, and if they didn't cheat, then they would never get the kind of grades they needed to keep their parents happy. So the first reason I would give you for cheating and plagiarizing more is because if you do, then your parents will never have to know the real you. Maybe the real you is actually a C student who is not capable of A's, and you happen to have all these other passions and desires. And the good news is, if you go ahead and download papers from the internet or copy your friend's homework and receive grades that you never deserved, then with all that energy that you use to cheat and falsify your answers, there's none left over for all of those other desires and passions within you to grow and flourish, and that way they can go ahead and die and nobody really has to know the real you. Second, a lot of students say that they cheat because there's too many assignments and there's simply not enough time to complete them all. And that is actually a great reason to cheat, because it means you will never have to take any responsibility for your life at all. You'll never have to learn to manage your time or say no to anything, because there's always somebody else's work that you can rob so that you can have it all. Now, the third reason why students say that they cheat and plagiarize is because they don't want to think. And I say, if that's you, why aren't you cheating more? Because the good news is, if you do that, you will never have to think your own thoughts, and anybody with a strong opinion will be able to think your thoughts for you, and the natural conclusion is, you're gonna be a Nazi. Really? Yeah, you'll become a Nazi. The fourth reason students say they cheat is because pressure for college has gone through the roof. And that's true, by the way. I went to the University of Georgia back in the day, and I got in with a B+ average. Now, you could not even come close to getting into that college now with the grades that I had. You have to have like an A+ average and an SAT score that would make Francis Bacon blush. And that's a lot of pressure, so I advise you to cheat and plagiarize more so that you can get into the college you want by whatever means possible. That way, you can achieve what you desire without ever having to know what it feels like to have the just reward for hard work. Who wants that? Fifth, all the people who say you shouldn't cheat tell you that when you compromise yourself morally, your humanity diminishes. But here's what I say, why not cheat if you get what you want? I mean, let's be honest, living a life of hard work and discipline and fullness of flourishing is not really all it's cracked up to be. I mean, who wants to be happier and more satisfied and live into the fullness of who they were meant to be? Better instead to cheat and plagiarize as much as possible, so that you always have to be paranoid and looking over your shoulder waiting, when am I going to get caught? Okay, because I care about you, I'm going to give you a bonus reason for cheating more and why I think you should begin as early and as young as possible. If you get started young, then you'll have a ton more practice built up for lying, cheating, and stealing later in life. You see, when you finally get the job that you cheated yourself undeservedly into, then you'll be a much more skillful embezzler, and you'll be able to advance much higher by swindling others, breaking contracts, and doing whatever other underhanded things you need to do. Who knows? You could actually be the next Richard Nixon or Bernie Madoff. And I know they got caught and publicly humiliated and their whole careers got washed away, but it's probably because they didn't get started early enough lying and cheating and stealing. But you won't fall into those traps, because if you've watched this video and you take my advice and you get started early enough, then your treachery will know no bounds. Okay, there you go. 5 reasons and a bonus why you should cheat and plagiarize more and start as young as possible. Now, I'm sure I've forgotten some, or there's some I have never even thought of. So, if you have good reasons to cheat and plagiarize, leave them below in the comments, and I will include them in future videos.